Welcome to Ask Arlington. I'm Jay Warren, and we're here to get your questions answered on the topic of the VIA expansion. And joining me is Lindsay Mitchell, who is a strategic planning manager for us here at the city. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And before we get into our resident questions, and we got some really good ones today related to this topic, I thought it might be wise for us to get a little bit of an explanation about what the VIA system is all about, and also this expansion that now goes to a lot of our retail area here in Arlington. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So VIA, which is our on-demand rideshare service here in Arlington, launched in January, and we were serving kind of our entertainment district, our downtown university area. Now, with our expansion last week, we go all the way down to I-20. We're now serving the Parks Mall, the Highlands, and some of our medical facilities down there as well. Yeah. So we're very excited.
I know a lot of people have been asking for this expansion. I've spoken to a lot of groups here in the city, and that's one topic that comes up almost every time. Yes. When are you going to expand? When is it going to go out further than where we were? So now we're above I-30 and all the way down to I-20. That's impressive.
Yes,
so
it
good
is.
Stuff there. Well, as I said, we got some good questions, Lindsay. So let's get to our first one. It comes to us from Carolyn. She submitted this on Facebook. She says, I have the app. The basics are pretty easy to understand, but I guess the hard part is for parents who are having their kids use this service. I wish there were more family options available within the app. For now, it seems they'll have to download the app on their phones and order it themselves, and I'll have to put my payment information into their phone app. Is that an accurate kind of description of that?
Yes, and that's a great question. It's probably important to note that on VIA you do have to be at least 14 years old to ride. So it's a great option for high schoolers who need to get maybe to after school activities or after school jobs or things like that. But yes, that is the way it would work. The parent would need to make sure that the app is downloaded to the child's phone and then input payment information into the child's phone, and then the child can book a ride on their own time when they're ready to use the service.
Great. Well, our next question comes to us from Jen, again on Facebook. She asks, are there any plans to expand south of I-20? I know there's been some conversation about the Tarrant County College location. What do you have on that?
Sure. We are always hoping to expand the VIA service. It's very popular with our residents. That's the number one question we're asked is when are we going to expand? We just expanded last week, so we want to see how that goes and make sure that we're serving the area adequately. But we are always looking for opportunities to expand. And Tarrant County College, the Southeast campus, is a great destination that we may want to get to in the future.
A lot of students down there. I think that's their biggest campus within their system.
It is.
So that's really important as we're seeing this expansion. It's important for us to note too that this is a pilot project that's only a year old. We just reenacted that kind of pilot for another year with the expansion. So there's growing room here, right?
Exactly, yeah. We're continuing to monitor how things are going, making sure that we're serving everybody, and our demand and supply is balanced out, and we'll just keep going ahead.
Yeah. Very good. Well, our last question comes to us from Carmen. She writes, did this replace HandyTran for seniors and residents with disabilities?
That's also an excellent question. It did not replace HandyTran. Our HandyTran service is still in full force, able to serve all of our elderly and disabled needs. But if people in that population would like to try VIA, we do have wheelchair accessible vehicles. Right. So you can book a wheelchair accessible vehicle through the app and use the service that way for a more on-demand experience.
For those who haven't used VIA, they're very nice vans, Mercedes, very roomy. You can fit up to 6 in there, so it's a good option. HandyTran obviously is another one, so we're feathering in transportation opportunities here.
Yes, and different ways to serve all of our citizens.
Yeah, very good. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the work you're doing on this project.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. And thank you at home for sending in those questions. That will do it this time. Join us next time when we'll answer more of your questions.